Okay, welcome to another recording of ANNO 2070. I've realised that after building this, it doesn't quite look right. I've been saying that all along. Again, everyone's got their own way of building their own cities. I like to have it squared off and equally spaced. I think I've realised what I did wrong. I would normally have the first road, if I can get my mouse to work correctly. There we go. I'd normally have my first road come right down to the edge of that mountain, where that's the furthest that you can get a straight road from the seabed all the way across. So normally that's where I'd start my first set of city building. Then I tried to check for a save, but I couldn't find any. I think the game overrides the save, so you can only play one lot of games at a time, which really sucks. I was hoping to go back through an old save and have a look, but I seem to have saved over them. So what I'd normally do is have the road straight up, and I'd either have this one here with another set of houses up here, and all I have is a whole heap of houses all the way up. Then I'd have the buildings here supply what was needed, but as you can see they don't overlap. So my guess would be that I'd have this first run here as far over as it would go, and again I might actually just play a few hours of the game, set up my city the way I think I used to set it up, and then once I've got that done, I'll show you my perfect city plan. Basically, it's not perfect, but it works for me. So what I think I might do is I might bring this over a little, have that run all the way up, then 2 runs of houses like I have, and then that run of extra buildings such as hospitals and everything. But I think some of these extra buildings are actually thicker than the roads, so I'm actually going to have to think about that as well. I might have to make this 7 or 8 wide instead of just the 6. The houses take up 3 lots, 3 by 3, so it's 9. So I might have to actually make that 7 or 8 wide rather than 6. Because let's have a look at that building. This one. As you can see, it's 6, 7, 8, 9 wide, long, sorry. And just flip them sideways. It's 7 wide and 9 long. So that won't fit in this middle section unless I do something different. But then again, I used to leave the ends clear because I'd go as far up as the mountains would allow me. I'd put a straight road right across. That way I'd square the city right in here. And again, I wouldn't come past here, and therefore if I had it squared off along here, up here and across there, I'd have the city perfect block, blocked off city. Words. Yeah, I think I started Stellaris without playing through. I started this game without doing a quick playthrough before I started recording, and I think that's my biggest fault. I like to just start from the beginning and get it done. And I trip over everything. I just try to force the build to try to get the videos out, and I think what I'm doing is I'm tripping over myself the entire time. I'm pretty sure that anyone watching these is not happy with the quality, because I'm not happy with the quality, to be honest. It's not like I'm a perfectionist. I'm not like that at all, but I've just noticed that, you know, I screwed up because I haven't brought the road right across here like I remember now that I used to. And again, you can see how it's all blocky, whereas I normally have that road up along here and straight across, and I don't know how to delete my progress and start a new game where I don't have all the benefits from playing previous games, because I think I've explained it in a previous video. If it wasn't on this channel, it'll be on the other one, that all of these researches here, resources and upgrades, you don't start with these. These squares are empty, and you don't have any of these. I received these from playing the game and getting rewards, so that the next time you play the game, you start off with these. In the in-between videos where I got the off channel, I didn't want to put like 2 hours worth of gameplay where I'm just building. I wanted to show you how to build, where to build, and I didn't want to. And then I had to build more farms. So instead of doing a full hour of me just building farms to get my population to a certain level, I showed you how I got my population, and I realised with the T that, yeah. Even though the buildings weren't growing that fast, they're upgrading faster, and then that's where the resources were going, and that's why the T went to 0 really quick. I overbuilt the buildings. Now this entire sector here is unneeded. That is all unneeded buildings, and I remember now why I couldn't get the land the way I wanted it. It's just because I had this too far over to start off with, and then down the side here I put that big fancy government building that each tech level has, each faction has. It's like 4 times the size of this. It's like a big square, and it has a radius like that. So what I'd normally do, okay, you don't really need to worry about that. Pretty much all you need to do is look at this, see where your workers, employees and engineers are, and just try to work around that, making sure your populations are good. So what I've done is I've completely screwed this gameplay over, to be honest. I haven't really screwed it over. Like, literally, I could delete all this on this one map and start again. I have so much money and wealth that, okay, you go away, that I could just kind of delete all this and then bring the road over and just build a whole heap of houses, delete them, and just keep going again. But I don't want to do that. If anything, I'll stop this playthrough and start a new one. Okay, start a new one. So what I did I'll show you what I've done so far. Like, I haven't really screwed it up, but I've built up the eco population here. So you can see that I don't have any tycoons or scientists. I've only got the eco workers, and even though the tycoon workers are up there, I don't actually have the I don't quite have the ability to grow the tycoon population yet. I've only got the ecos and the labs. I don't know why they pop up. It's been a while since I played, but yeah, if you're trying to get to a certain level, I would suggest that you build one run of houses like this, or however you want. Build a second run if you need to, and then it doesn't matter if the entertainment doesn't overlap here and doesn't overlap here, because as you can see, this house right here, it has everything it needs plus. So it's got the food, it's got the drink, it's got the community center, it's got activity center, and it's even got information, which is a level 3, and it's got hospital and fire engine coverage, but it's still a level 1. Now the reason that's a level 1 is it will not upgrade, because the population has to be a certain number of workers, a certain number of employees, and a certain number of engineers. So a certain percentage will not upgrade. So if you have the entire city surrounded by all of these extra bonus buildings that put out entertainment, safety and all that, you'll still have a percentage of homes that will not upgrade past level 1. So yeah, and that was my problem. I was trying to figure out why some were upgrading, some weren't. The reason was, you got a level 1, level 2, level 3, and they're all right there. So it doesn't matter what you do, you'll always have a certain number. Again, down here, all the needs are met, and yet they won't upgrade, because you need a certain percentage. So if I were to delete all this, it wouldn't, apart from dropping the income, it wouldn't really make a difference. That's annoying. So yeah, just so you know, in the future, if you want to build, I'm probably going to just start a new series after another game, because I don't want to go Stellaris, ANNO, Stellaris, ANNO, Stellaris, ANNO, go back and forth, because I screwed up and want to start again. And again, I don't want to do another ANNO straight after another ANNO. If I do another ANNO, it would probably be this one before I do the 2250 one, because I want to get this sorted out before I go to 2250. I want to get this one right. It's pretty straightforward and correct as is, but it is excessive. And because I've got excessive, I've had to build all these extra tea farms everywhere. Some of them I can delete now because I've got the T up to where I want, and I'm actually surplus in T. But I can actually delete some of these T farms. I think the rice farms have to stay because I'm almost certain, it could be wrong, but I'm almost certain the rice can be used for something else. Again, it's been a long time since I played the game. And just to show you down here, when I was saying that these energy output, they're good, but the ocean ones are better. Go away. The ocean ones are better, but you've also got to realize this blue circle here of influence. This blue circle of influence. Oh my god. Can I pause this game? Is there any way to pause this thing? Menu. No. Okay, this was not happening before, so I didn't think to do any of this beforehand. No, I don't know if you can pause the game, but I can't actually show you the map without actually having the game active. What's this up here? Okay, somehow I've disconnected from the internet. I'm not sure what happened here. Yeah, so those pop-ups are just going to happen. So when I look at these blue circles... oh, go away! I thought I turned the... Okay. Frustrating. This influence is smaller than it normally would be because I've got research that has, from playing the game, that has shrunk the influence area. But these ones here, you can see how tightly packed these are. That's because the influence area for these has been shrunk even further due to the research on my vessel. So let's have a look. Unavailable. Okay, I was connected to the internet like 5 seconds just before I started playing. I checked something online, so I was connected just before. Did I just turn my... or did I just turn it off? Well, if that's not working, then how come the influence bubble hasn't grown? Okay, this video is turned into complete shambles. But yeah, let's see, function. Well, it actually won't even tell me what the function is. Frustrating. As soon as I start filming, everything crashes. Waiting for attempt. Okay, I've got 2 computers running. The other computer is still connected to the net, so I don't know why this one's disconnected. They're both on the same modem. Okay, I don't know what's going on. Okay, I'm trying to explain this to you, and it's hard to explain to you when the thing's not even working. Okay, these are all grayed out, so they're not working either. Well, I'm going to end this video right now because it's frustrating me, it's not working, but pretty much I want to do a playthrough of a game before I actually start playing it, because I've screwed up 2 playthroughs already, and they're the only 2 I've done. So what I'm going to do, instead of just doing this, I am going to do a few hours of gameplay to get myself familiar with whichever game I decide to play. And once I've done that, I'll do a video on that. So it might be a day or 2 before I post another video, but I don't think I've got any viewers at this point, so I don't think it matters too much. But if for whatever reason you're watching this and you're like, oh, he's put out so many, and then there's 2 days of nothing, that's why. I've got to play Stellaris again. I've got the mod for all the Ascension perks and all the Unity perks. I've opened them up. So I want to see what I can do with that. Before I record anything, I want to get that fully fledged out. So I might just get all the Unity, and then I will do a video at the end of that. But I'll see what I can do. I'll just end the video here now because it's pointless, to be honest. So these ships should be repairing. That's not a repair dock, it's a shipyard. The repair dock's on the other side, isn't it? Maybe I haven't built a repair dock yet. What's it matter? This game's going to be saved over by another game automatically, so it doesn't really matter. And these pop-ups are annoying the hell out of me. So I'm just going to save the game, exit out. Actually, I won't even save it. I'll just exit out. Because like I said, this gameplay is over. I really got to sort out correctly what I want to do. If I'm not happy with my own recordings, I don't see why you'd be happy watching them. But hopefully I will get my I don't know, groove on, or what do you want to call it, get my ducks in a row, be able to do this in a specific manner. Yeah, I'll probably do a RimWorld one. That one's pretty good. I like this game. It's a bit of a strategy kind of game. It's nitpicking. It's blocky, kind of 8-bit graphics, but the mechanics behind it are modern day mechanics where you have to build a lot of different things. It's a very slow game. I might do half-hour to hour sort of playthroughs. I'll have to wait to see how I do with that. So I'm just going to end the same way I always do. These are the platforms I have at the moment. I'm more than happy to try other platforms if the games aren't on this. I'm more than happy to try other games, but these are the ones I have available at the moment. I can unlock some others because I just got to find the discs and the unlock codes, and then hopefully they'll upload to one of these platforms. Steam seems to do most of them. I'm pretty sure I can probably get most of the games that are on these other platforms onto Steam, but I'm more than happy to. The platform's not the problem. It's the it doesn't matter what platform it is, as long as the game works. That's all I care about. So Steam is pretty good because, let's have a look. Did I just open it? No, I did not. Steam is pretty good in that. Oh, that was Battle.net, so I've moved everything. See, this is why I've got to get my ducks in a row before I start filming. Steam is pretty good because, as far as I can tell, you can upload any game to it. As long as you have a game on your hard drive, you can link it to Steam in some fashion. And the thing I like about Steam is, if I can find the achievements or trophies. These aren't necessary. They aren't game breaking. They just help. They give you a bit of fun. You can try to get the ones you don't have, but just playing the games. Let's see, Fallout 4. There we go. Oh, so I need 4 more to unlock. I haven't even tried to get them, but out of 84, I've gotten 80 of them without even trying, just from playing the game through about 2 or 3 times. 3, 4, at least 3 for sure. I've played it through. You can see 1,000 hours, 1,000 hours of gameplay. That might not seem much for some people who have thousands of hours, but you got to take into consideration I've got a full-time job and got to sleep, and I play a lot of other games as well. I did focus a lot on Fallout 4, but Shelter's always a good one. This one you can actually play on your phone. It's a iPhone game, I believe, or Android game, but it's actually again, you can connect it through Steam, even though it's a phone game. So, you know, I'm more than happy to try any other format, any other platform, any other game you can suggest. Just take into consideration it does actually cost money to buy the games if I don't have it. And as you can see, a lot of my games are older games. This channel is pretty much designed to be for older games, but I'm pretty sure I'm not going to get a lot of views for that because everyone wants to see the newer games. But StarCraft has just, not recently, it was like late last year, it went through a graphics upgrade. So even though the game is like 15 or 20 years old, the graphics have been sharpened. So I wouldn't say it was 8-bit, but it was very blocky and old school graphics. Now the graphics have been sharpened up, and the video's been updated as well. So any sort of storyline is a bit more sharper, I think. So what else can I explain about my channel? More than happy to try any game as long as it's within my budget to buy. There are certain games I've just never been a fan of. As much as I love Fallout 4 and that sort of graphical gameplay, I've never been a fan of war games. Call of Duty and all that sort of stuff. What was the other one? What was it? Uplay? Yeah, it was Uplay. Call of Duty and all that stuff. I've never been a fan of. I'm more than happy to try it if I can find a cheap version, like a cheap a sale price. Well, let's have a look at the games. I'll say Rainbow Siege. No, stalled, not games. Let's have a look here. Nothing in. Oh, here you go. See, I've never been a fan of these sorts of games. I've got one of the Far Cry's. I'm not sure which one. It's probably the first one actually. That's how old my game collection is. But I do have a few new ones. But I'm not a fan of these sorts of games. I'm not going to spend $80 to do a quick playthrough of this sort of stuff. $90 to get the first 4, and then another $90 to get number 5. That's Australian dollars. That's so in America it's probably cheaper. Again, season pass. So World of Warcraft and all that sort of stuff, I don't play those because I don't see the point in spending money to buy a game that you've got to spend money to play. I'm more than happy to do that if it's a game I really enjoy, but if it's just for a few videos, I'm not really inclined to do that. Yeah, so there's a lot of games here. Like a lot of these are popular for everyone, but these are actually the Division. I think I've seen some gameplay that might be interesting because it's not really the same. It's like a team effort, but again, trying to get a team together that can only play for an hour or two at a specific time of the day is going to be really hard. So let's see, we'll close that off. Yeah, so I'll just end it the same way I always end it. Please leave comments down below to let me know how I can improve my channel. I've got my own suggestions on how I can improve my own channel. I know I've been screwing up a lot. And I'll try to get myself better. I've got to learn how to use this editing program for this Movovi video suite. So it's all in there. Like it's a complete video recording editing program, and I've still got to learn how to use edit disk space. I've got more than that. I've got like I've got 1 terabyte, 1.3 terabytes of disk space. I'm not sure why that's so low. And if it was that low, I'd get a lot of lag. Yeah. So any comments to help improve my channel, leave them below. Please give it civil in the comment bar, and I'll see you in the next video.